Good morning, class 9. Today we shall start a new chapter in supplementary reader, The Happy Prince. I am sure you will like the lesson. You will enjoy the story. It's a nice story about a bird and about a statue. Now let us start the story. The Happy Prince. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. He had sapphires for eyes. Sapphire is a precious stone. So the eyes were made of sapphire. And a ruby in his sword. Ruby is also a precious stone. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. That means the statue of the Happy Prince was made of leaves of fine gold. Thin leaves of fine gold covered the whole body of this statue of the Happy Prince. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. Swallow is a bird. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Who had stayed? The swallow. The swallow had stayed behind while his friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before. But he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Where shall I put up? That means, where shall I stay? Where shall I take rest? He said, I hope the town has made preparations. The town has made preparations for what? Winter was approaching. So the swallow thought that I think the town is prepared for winter. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. Suddenly the swallow saw a statue built on a tall column, raised platform. I will put up there. Now the swallow decides that I will take rest there, where she is indicating towards the statue. I will put up there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air, because the statue was made on a high platform. So the swallow thought that if I will take rest there, I will get lot of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the Happy Prince. Alighted means came down. The swallow came down just between the feet of the Happy Prince. I have a golden bedroom. Why is the swallow saying this? Because the statue of the Happy Prince was made of leaves of fine gold. The whole statue was made of gold, the leaves of gold. So the swallow says, I have a golden bedroom. He said softly to himself as he looked round, and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. Now the swallow was very surprised when a drop of water fell on his wings. Let us see why the swallow was surprised. He cried, there is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. This makes the swallow surprised, because it was a clear sky, it was a starry night, and the swallow thought that it is not cloudy at all. So from where is it raining? Then another drop fell. What is the use of a statue if I cannot keep the rain off? When one drop after another fell on the swallow thought that what is the purpose of this statue if I cannot protect myself from rain. The statue should be capable enough to protect a small bird like me from rainfall, but it is not helping me at all. He said, I must look for a good chimney top. Now the swallow thinks that the statue is tall enough, but still it is not able to protect me from rainfall. So I should go somewhere else. I should rest, and I should rest on a good chimney pot. And he determined to fly away. Looked, sorry, he determined to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. Ah, what did he see? Now, when the third drop fell, the swallow looked up and saw something strange. Let us see what. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. As the swallow looked up at the happy prince, he was shocked to see that tears were rolling down the cheeks of the happy prince, and those tears were falling on the wings of the swallow. When the swallow saw the beautiful face of the happy prince, he was filled with pity. Who are you? He said. I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. You have quite drenched me. Drenched means you have made me quite wet. When I was alive and had a human heart. Now this is the answer of the happy prince. The happy prince is giving a reason why he was crying at that time. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived and so I died. That means I lived happily and I died happily. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of the city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. So why was the happy prince crying? The happy prince was crying because now, standing on that high platform, he could see the people living in the whole city. He could see that the people were leading a life of misery. The people were not happy as the happy prince was. The happy prince was happy because he lived in the palace where sorrow was not allowed to enter. So he was leading a luxurious life, a happy and a peaceful life. But when he died and he was turned into a statue, he was made into a statue, and he was put on a high platform from where he could see all people in the city. Then he realized that the people in the city were not leading a happy life as he had imagined. Their life was full of pain, full of sorrow and ugliness. That is why he is saying that although my heart is made of gold, yet I have to cry because I can't tolerate that the people in the city are living in a miserable condition. What? Is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. Far away, continued the statue in a low, musical voice. Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. Now, the happy prince is describing something which he is able to see. He is telling that to the swallow. Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Who is able to see? The happy prince is able to see a woman. She is a poor woman and she is sitting at a table. Her face is thin and worn, that means rough, and she has coarse red hand. Coarse against means rough. Her hands are red and rough. All pricked by the needle. How are the hands of this lady? How have they become rough? Because she does needlework. She does sewing. And needle, holding a needle and doing work with the needle all the time has made her hands red and rough. Her face is thin and worn. Sorry, I had said that worn is rough. Worn is not rough, children. I had told you by chance a wrong meaning here. I am rectifying what I said. I am reading this again, children. Her face is thin and worn. Worn means tired. Worn means tired. She is a hard-working woman. She works day and night. She does sewing, silai karna. She does sewing day and night. She does hard work, and that is why that tiredness is easily visible, evident on her face. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands. Her hands are coarse, that means rough, and red because of the needlework which she does. All pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. Seamstress means seamstress is that person who does sewing, silai karna. Okay, so because she is a seamstress, that is why she has to do needlework all the time, and that has made her hands red and rough. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maid of honor to wear at the next court ball. That means when a dance will be organized in the court, then the queen's maids of honor are going to wear the beautiful dresses which the seamstress is making. I am reading this again. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. Whose little boy? The son of the seamstress. The son of the seamstress is ill. He is having fever and he is lying in a bed in the corner of the room. Lying ill. He has fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying. So what is the condition of this woman? She is very poor. She has nothing to give to her ill son. She has only river water to give him. That is why the son is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? What is hilt? The handle of the sword is called hilt. So which precious stone was there on the sword hilt? A ruby. A ruby was there fixed on the sword hilt. And when the happy prince saw this poor lady and her sick son, who had high fever, and he was demanding oranges from her mother, but she had nothing, only water to give, then this pathetic condition, this pitiable condition made the happy prince very upset and sad. And he said to the swallow, 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 little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? That means he is asking the swallow that will you not go to that old woman, that poor woman, to give my ruby which you will have to take out from my sword hilt. Take out the ruby from the handle of my sword and take it to the poor woman. My feet are fastened, that means tied, to this pedestal and I cannot move. The happy prince wanted to go himself, but he couldn't. First of all, he was a statue. The statue couldn't go. And secondly, he was fixed on that platform, on that pedestal, on that platform, and he could not move. I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. Now when the happy prince told the swallow to go with the ruby and give the ruby to this poor woman. The swallow said that my friends are waiting for me in Egypt. I have to go to Egypt. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. So the swallow also wanted to go to Egypt because the friends had already been there and they were flying up and down the Nile and talking to the lotus flowers there. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother is so sad, he said. So the happy prince requested the swallow that please stay with me for one night and be my messenger. Take my ruby from the sword hilt and give it to that poor woman because the boy, her son, is very thirsty and she is very sad. I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. The happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. That means, although the swallow said that I don't like boys, I don't want to go to boys because I don't like them, but seeing the sadness of the happy prince, the swallow also became very sad, and he had nothing except helping. She had no option except helping the happy prince. It is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. So finally, the swallow, seeing the sadness of the happy prince, seeing the sorrowful state of the happy prince, had no other option but to decide to stay with him for one more night and be his messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. So finally, what did the swallow do? The swallow followed the instruction of the happy prince. He plucked the ruby from the prince's sword and flew with the ruby in his beak. He went to the town where the poor woman was doing sewing. He passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball, she said. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it. It is the same girl whose dress is being embroidered by the seamstress. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. Was this seamstress lazy? No, not at all. She was doing her work very sincerely, but because her son was ill, he was having fever, so she was taking some time to finish her work. He passed over the river. Who passed? The swallow. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the masts of the ships. At last, he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed. Tossing means he was twisting and turning. He was restless. He was twisting and turning because he had high fever. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. The lady, the seamstress, had been working for hours together. Because of tiredness, she had fallen asleep. In he hopped. The swallow went inside. In he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Now children, write down the meaning of thimble. Thimble is a small metal worn on the finger while sewing. Thimble is a small metal worn on the finger while sewing to protect the fingers, so that the needle doesn't prick inside the finger. The thimble is worn, and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. So, when the swallow entered their house, he saw that the boy was lying on the bed and he was becoming restless because he had high fever. His mother was sleeping because of tiredness. He put the ruby next to her thimble and he started moving round and round the bed of that boy, and he started fanning the forehead of the boy by its wings, with the wings. How cool I feel. Now, when the wings started fanning the boy, he felt a little relieved. He was feeling nice now. He was feeling comfortable. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. So, when he experienced this coolness, he said he felt that now he is becoming better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. That means when the bird started fanning this boy, now he was feeling comforted, he was feeling much better than before, and he went into a comfortable sleep. He slept comfortably. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. See the previous paragraph again. When the swallow returned to the happy prince, the swallow told the prince, it is curious, but I feel quite warm now because although it is so cold, the swallow was feeling warm, although it was cold season. Thus, the happy prince said to the swallow, this is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, that means when it was the next morning, when day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. The swallow went to the river to take a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect. Prospect means the plan. He was in high spirit. That means he was filled with enthusiasm. He was filled with energy and enthusiasm, thinking that today I am going to fly to Egypt and I am going to meet my friends. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on the top of the church steeple. What is a steeple? Underline. I am telling you the meaning. Write down. A tower on the roof of the church, usually having a pointed top. A tower on the roof of the church, usually having a pointed top. If you have seen the church, you will see that the top is like this, it is pointed, so that is called a steeple. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Have you any commissions for Egypt? That means now when the swallow has decided that she must fly to Egypt now, she is asking the happy prince, do you have any work in Egypt? Because I am planning to fly. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? Now the prince is requesting once again that will you stay here with me one more night? I am waited for in Egypt. Now the swallow again gives the same answer that please let me go because my friends are waiting for me in Egypt. I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. What is a garret? It is a small dark room. It is a small dark room. So now the prince is giving another instance, is trying to show one more example to prove that the people living in the city were not happy, and this would make the swallow, maybe he thinks that this would make the swallow stay back with him for one more day. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. Withered means dry, violets are flowers. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large, dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write any more. Because of this extreme cold weather, he was not able to write because he was feeling so cold. It was not possible for him to complete what he was writing. There is no fire in the grate. Grate is that place where fire is burnt in cold country especially. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint. So, because of two reasons, he was feeling very uncomfortable and he was unable to finish the play. First reason was extreme cold weather, which was stopping him from writing. He couldn't write fast. And secondly, there was nothing to eat. He was very hungry, and that is why he had almost fainted. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. So the swallow was also not very, you can say, the swallow was not cruel, and the swallow was not selfish also. Otherwise he would not have agreed to the request of the happy prince, and he would have said that no, once I had agreed to your request, I had gone to the seamstress to give a ruby, but now I have to fly, I have to go to Egypt, please don't stop me. She did not say all this, but the swallow again stayed back at the request of the prince. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. So the swallow asked the happy prince, do I have to take another ruby to this young man who is writing a play? Those people who write plays are called playwright. They are not called playwriter. They are called playwright. Alas, I have no ruby now. Sadly, he said that I don't have any more rubies, said the prince. My eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires. Sapphires are also very costly, precious stones. So the prince says that I don't have any more rubies, but I have eyes left, and they are made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. So the happy prince ordered the swallow, pluck one sapphire from my eye and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. The swallow did not like this idea that she had to pluck the sapphire from one of the eyes of the prince. The swallow did not want to do this at all. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. He felt very sad. He did not want to pluck sapphire from the eyes of the happy prince. So sorry, I have missed one paragraph, children. And began to weep. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Do as I command you. So, although the swallow was unwilling to do this, to follow the command of the prince, but the prince again said that follow my orders, follow my commands, and take this sapphire to the playwright so that he can sell it to a jeweler and buy some firewood, give warmth to himself, and he can complete his play. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted, means he went in through the hole, and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. When this playwright saw the sapphire lying on his table, he felt that somebody has appreciated my hard work. He is being appreciated now. This sapphire has come from some great admirer of his, and now he told himself that he could finish the play, and he was very happy to see. Now children, I am stopping here for today. In our next class, we will continue and see what happened after this. Did the swallow go to Egypt, or again was the swallow stopped by the happy prince? If yes, why? If no, then also why? We will find out in our next English class. I am sure you are liking the lesson, you are understanding the lesson. We will conclude in our next English period. Thank you. Have a nice day.